What's up, everybody? Another day of push and record and talking to y'all. And today we're talking about the truth behind hustle culture. And I wanted to shout out Silent Routine, who's a subscriber and suggested this topic. And yeah, man, hustle culture. Everybody out here preaching, you got to grind, rise and grind and get to it to make this money. Every hustle has to be turned into monetization. And I can sometimes be a victim of that too, because we have all these skills, like they could be hobbies, but we're good at them. And, you know, the society has kind of pushed us to even monetize our hobbies. So they eventually, if you do anything you're good at for money or for work, eventually it feels like work. It could be anything. And you'll eventually kind of like learn to resent it. So my biggest thing about those things is like you have to set up these systems to do all these things that you want to do so you don't get burnt out. And it's all about, you know, it's not about like grind. It's really about balance to do any of this stuff. So Silent Routine, in his comment, he had this example of like even a heart needs to like stop and get back to it. And if your heart needs to do that, like you need to do that. That's like literally what keeps us running. What makes you think that you shouldn't do that too? And you know, so I am guilty of always kind of like saying that I don't even like vacations. Like I'll say that a lot because when I'm on vacations, I start getting antsy and feeling like I should be making stuff like music or content or videos. I'm just a creative person like that, so I find fun in my work. But you got to live life sometimes to be able to, you know, be able to express yourself in your work. So I think it's super important to balance living life with actual grinding. People, you know, are maybe desperate for money. And so you feel like this need and pressure to have to grind and hustle. And I just don't think it's always the healthiest way to do it. Like you need to be able to know where the fine line of balance is in your life. So one of the things I did when I wanted to start growing was read more. That's why in the description I always have like the books that shaped me that I think would really help anybody that's looking to grow and to change, and that are very similar to like me, multi-talented, have a lot of hustle and heart, and just need to know how to like hone it and focus into things. And these books really helped me. But one of the first books that I got that really expanded my way of thinking was Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. And in there, one of the things he says is that if you're tired of life struggles, you have it in yourself to rest and start a whole new thing. And really that is so true. Like if you take a little bit of time, if you work hard, you need to be resting harder. Rest is one of the things that is so undervalued in our day-to-day and in our success. Like to be a successful person, you need rest. Your brain needs rest to be able to think and work at its optimal, like, you know, settings and stuff. And you should be thinking about like sleeping and getting rest a lot. But when you're awake, that's when you're, you know, doing your stuff. But like at the end of the day, like you need to get your rest. It's super important. And rest isn't laziness. You know, rest is recharging. You know, I like to think of like sleep and walking and meditation and reading. All those things are like recharging us as humans. I think it's necessary. You recharge your phone, you get the most out of your phone when it's 100%. Like you're gonna get the most out of your life if you're charging yourself. And one of the best ways is getting rest. So don't think of like I like to rest as being lazy. Like think of it as like recharging. You just need to have plans in your day so you're taking advantage of your waking hours. But a lot of people just don't think like you could stay like this. I've said it before, you could sleep when you die. And that's a horrible saying actually, because, you know, I mean, you could think of it in positive sense of, you know, you'll stay awake and then you'll die and you'll regret not, but you don't, all that stuff doesn't matter when you're dead. So I think if you sleep sometimes, you'll get the most out of it. And So it's not always about hustling. I think it's about working smarter, not harder. That's the biggest thing I want to get out of today's thing, because I think I'm one of those people that knows how to work smarter, not harder, which makes me in return work even harder, because I can focus my hard work into other things, because I've set up systems to make it easier for me to do things. I don't know what's in me, but like I feel like I'm one of those people that can really hone in on how to make things easier. Or I see like, all right, this is like where I'm getting held up. What's a system I could set up to make this part easier? And I think that's just kind of like what we have to do in life. And then when we do all that stuff and work really hard, we need to remember to rest. So as much as I'm telling people like you got to just get after it, part of that is getting after your rest. So that's all I really wanted to talk about today. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations is a huge read. That's down in the description if you're interested in grabbing that book. Highly recommend it. I have this version that's for contemporaries, so like don't get the version that you don't understand what his writings were. Get the version that's translated so you can, like, in layman's terms, so you can understand what's happening. But huge book, totally recommend it. A lot of my videos probably will be surrounded by a lot of the stuff that's in that book, because I believe in a lot of like how to become a better person and just like to live a good life. So much so that I got Marcus Aurelius tattooed on my leg, but that's a whole nother story. And so make sure you're balanced in your life. Work hard, rest harder. And that's all I got for this one, pretty much. You know, I want to make sure that I'm introducing myself in these videos. So my name is Sai. I'm an actor, creative director, and daily YouTuber, and I help creatives like yourself take what you love and turn it into something real and help build a life that actually works. So if you found value in this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that thumbs up button, like this video. If this type of content resonates with you, I highly recommend you subscribe and join the community. We're thriving over here, and I appreciate everybody that's subscribing. You know, that's who we're looking for here, is like the real people that are creatives, that are trying to just get better and better. And so if that's you, join my free school community. Down there we're helping people, you know, just grow, have ideas, share videos, share life experiences, and help each other. That's what I'm there for. If you want to talk to me and get in touch with me directly, join the school description link in the below that you can just find right there, and it's free. So do that up. And in the comments, let me know, like, what do you do? Like, how do you do to rest and reset? Like, how important is resting in your recharging states that you're trying to get back to the grind? You know, in the comments, let me know your thoughts on all this stuff, because that's what I'm trying to hear. And also, YouTube is popping up these videos right here, suggesting you're going to really like them, and I know you will, so watch those. All right, guys, you're not behind, you're just getting started, so let's build this life on purpose. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.